Chapter 1. Disaster Girl. New York City on a December Monday is the perfect definition of chaos. A blizzard sweeping through, streets gridlocked, and Lena Harper, 27, jogging through skin-biting cold to catch the subway. She's not the morning person type. Honestly, she's the kind who, given the choice, would curl up under a blanket with a bag of Doritos rather than face the world. But today, she has no choice. The morning meeting is mandatory, and she's already 15 minutes late. Her cheap boots slip on the sidewalk, her thin coat soaks through, and the latte in her hand, the only thing keeping her awake, teeters dangerously. Just get to the office without freezing to death. And that's a win, she mutters, her breath forming white clouds in the air. But the universe, as usual, has other plans. She bursts into the corporate headquarters, a gleaming glass skyscraper in Midtown Manhattan, just as the elevator doors open. It's already packed with crisp suits and the blank faces of management. Lena squeezes in, trying to keep her coffee upright, but a slight jolt from someone behind throws her off balance. The latte flies from her hand like a mini grenade, and in an instant, the scalding liquid splashes across the pristine white shirt of the man standing right in front of her. "Oh my God," Lena yelps, reaching to wipe it without thinking. "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to, The man turns around and time seems to slow. He's tall, broad-shouldered, with neatly combed dark brown hair and icy blue eyes that stare at her like she just set the building on fire. His shirt is now a mess of brown stains, but he doesn't say a word, just stands there, still as an offended statue. "Great," Lena mumbles, her tone a mix of panic and sarcasm. "Now I'm a living coffee machine." She digs through her bag for a tissue, but of course the only thing she pulls out is a candy wrapper covered in lint. Do you want this?" He raises an eyebrow, still silent. A few people in the elevator snicker, but most pretend not to notice, eyes glued to their phones. Lena feels her face flush, not from the coffee, but from the embarrassment spreading like wildfire. The elevator dings, doors opening on the 42nd floor, internal communications where she works, and she practically bolts out, leaving the man with his artwork shirt behind. When Lena reaches her desk, she tosses her bag down and collapses into her chair, trying to catch her breath. The office is bright and modern, with glass walls and the constant clatter of keyboards. But to her, it's an arena where she keeps losing. She's been here 2 years, and her unofficial title is Disaster Girl, not because she's incompetent, but because her bad luck seems like a superpower. Last week, she dropped a tray of donuts during a team meeting. Last month, she accidentally sent a company-wide email with a meme of a panicked cat captioned, "When the CEO breathes near me." The office roared with laughter, but she just wanted to dig a hole and disappear. Another stellar day in the life of Lena Harper, she tells herself, opening her laptop. But before she can type her password, a Slack message pops up from Jake Torres, her best friend and tech savior from IT. "Jake the It Guy. Heard you just turned someone into abstract art in the elevator?" "Skills." Lena groans, typing back, "Don't remind me. I just spilled latte on some guy in a fancy suit. Probably a senior manager." Jake the It Guy. Pray it's not the new CEO. Rumor is he hates messes. The message comes with a meme, the infamous cat from her email, now captioned, "When you caffeinate the CEO." "Real funny, Jake," Lena mutters, but the corner of her mouth twitches up. Jake's the type who can always make her laugh, even when she's at rock bottom. He's 29, with messy hair, always in a hoodie, and has a habit of sending memes instead of comfort. If it weren't for him, she'd have been fired over the meme email. He once said he lightly hacked the system to delete it from the server, though it clearly didn't work. She's about to reply when her phone rings, a call from HR. Her heart pounds. "It can't be about the coffee, right?" she wonders, picking up with a shaky hand. "Lena Harper, can you be at the meeting room on the 45th floor at 10 a.m. today?" The HR rep's voice is flat. "The 45th floor? But that's..." Lena swallows hard. "The executive level." "Yes, I can." All morning, Lena tries to work, but her mind spins. She checks emails, edits the internal newsletter, but glances at the clock every 5 minutes. At 9:50, she stands, smooths her rumpled sweater, and steps into the elevator again. this time careful not to hold anything spillable. The 45th floor meeting room is so luxurious she feels out of place. A long polished wooden table, plush leather chairs, and windows overlooking a snow-covered Manhattan. She sits, hands clasped to stop them from trembling, and then the door opens. A man walks in, tall, broad-shouldered, dark brown hair, and, oh no, the coffee-stained shirt is gone, replaced by a spotless white one. Lena freezes. It's the guy from the elevator. And as he sits, his deep, cold voice fills the room. "I'm Graham King, the new CEO of the company. You're Lena Harper, right?" She nods, mouth dry. Graham King, the new CEO, the one Jake warned hates messes, and she turned him into a living pallet 3 hours ago. "I hear you're quite creative," he says, his tone unclear. Sarcastic or serious? The CEO breathing near me email is still a topic around here. Lena wants to vanish. That was an accident, sir. I didn't mean. Accidents seem to be your specialty," he cuts in, raising an eyebrow. "But I didn't call you here to fire you. I want you on a special project with me." She blinks. "Sorry?" Details later. But first, he leans forward, his blue eyes glinting with something unreadable. "You should steer clear of coffee around me." Lena flushes, unsure whether to laugh or cry. She just nods, hearing Jake's laughter in her head if he knew. When Lena leaves the meeting, her legs still shake, but her mind reels. A project with the CEO, after she spilled coffee on him? Is this luck or a trap in disguise? She texts Jake, "You won't believe this. The elevator guy is the CEO, and I'm not fired." His reply is instant. "LOL, you're a legend, disaster girl. But careful, heard he calls coffee productivity juice. Don't spill again." Lena sighs, staring out the window. Tonight's the company year-end party on the rooftop. She decides she'll hide in a corner, away from the spotlight, and especially Graham King. But deep down, she knows her bad luck won't let go that easily. Chapter 2. The roast heard round the room. Monday night, the rooftop of a swanky Manhattan hotel glows with lights and the soft hum of jazz. The company's year-end party is the event everyone looks forward to. Not for the food, though free sushi helps, but because it's a rare chance to unwind after a year of suffocating deadlines. For Lena Harper, though, it's a potential minefield. After this morning's coffee fiasco and her baffling meeting with Graham King, the new CEO she accidentally turned into a living canvas, she just wants to steer clear of trouble. Her plan is simple: arrive early, lurk in a shadowy corner near the drink table, sip a soda, and slip out before anyone ropes her into something dumb. She wears a plain black dress, nothing flashy but polite enough, and flat shoes because heels plus Lena equals disaster. Stepping out of the elevator onto the rooftop, she catches her breath at the sight, the city lights twinkling under the night sky, cold gusts carrying stray snowflakes from this morning's storm, and a lively crowd of employees chatting away. There's a sushi table, a cocktail bar, and a small stage with a microphone, something Lena swears she'll avoid at all costs. "Lena, over here," a voice calls from the drink station. It's Jake Torres, her best friend, waving like an overexcited kid. He's got a hoodie under a blazer, his IT guy trying to look professional vibe, and a beer in hand. "You survived today? Heard the new CEO didn't fire you and even gave you some project?" Lena glares at him, walking over. "Don't bring it up. I still don't get why he didn't sack me. Maybe he's planning a slow revenge." She reaches for a soda, but her hand slips, nearly knocking it over. Jake catches it in time, bursting into laughter. "Disaster girl strikes again," he teases. "You deserve a world record for causing chaos and still keeping your job." "Hilarious," Lena shoots back, taking a sip of soda. "I just want to get through tonight without doing anything else stupid. Standing here with you feels safe enough." But the universe, as usual, disagrees. About 30 minutes later, as Lena nibbles her third piece of sushi and tries to blend into the rooftop shadows, a voice booms through the speakers. "All right, everyone, it's toast time. We need a volunteer to kick things off." It's Sarah from HR, always overly enthusiastic about every event. The crowd claps, a few whistle, and Lena ducks her head, praying no one notices her. Lena Harper, Sarah shouts, her tone as gleeful as if she'd won the lottery. Where is she? Lena, come on up. Lena freezes. No, 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 she mutters, but Jake shoves her shoulder, grinning ear to ear. Go on, legend. This is your moment. Jake, I'll kill you, she hisses through gritted teeth, but the crowd's already clapping wildly, and there's no escape. Legs trembling, she steps onto the stage, takes the mic from Sarah, and stands there under blinding lights, feeling like a deer in headlights. Hi everyone, she starts, voice wobbling. I'm Lena, from Internal Comms. I'm, not great at public speaking, so... She trails off, searching for words, but then her foot catches on the mic cord. She stumbles, nearly falls, and a snicker rises from the front of the stage. Lena looks up, squinting through the glare. A man stands there, tall, dark brown hair, wearing a deep blue shirt and jeans. Not the suit from this morning, so she doesn't recognize him at first. He's got his arms crossed, a smirk tugging at his lips like he's watching a B-list comedy. The crowd goes quiet for a second, waiting for her reaction. And then, like a slow-motion explosion, Lena snaps. What are you staring at? She snaps into the mic, voice pitching high with irritation. Sorry if I'm not a pro comedian, okay? Some people just have bad days, all right? Not everyone's born with a titanium spoon in their mouth and a face that says, I hate fun. The rooftop falls dead silent. Lena blinks, realizing she just yelled into the mic in front of the entire company. She wants to die on the spot. But then the man steps forward, closer to the light, and she sees him clearly. Those icy blue eyes, the smirk now shifting into a real smile. He leans in close enough she catches a whiff of woody cologne, and whispers loud enough for the mic to pick up. I like you even more now. Lena goes rigid. The crowd erupts, some cheer, some clap, and a familiar voice hollers from the corner. Lena, you just roasted the big boss. It's Jake, doubled over laughing, pointing at her like she's just set a world record. Big boss? Lena mumbles, turning back to the man. He's still there, smiling, unfazed. And then it hits her. No suit, no coffee-stained shirt. But it's him, Graham King, the new CEO, the one she just roasted in front of the whole company. After that mortifying moment, Lena bolts off the stage like a hurricane, face flaming. She drags Jake to a secluded corner near the cocktail bar, whispering furiously, You knew he was the CEO and didn't say anything? Jake shrugs and still chuckling. I wasn't sure. He's in casual clothes. I thought he was some mid-level manager. But oh my God, Lena, you just made history. Titanium spoon. Brilliant. It's not brilliant, she hisses, snatching the beer from Jake's hand and taking a big gulp. I'm done for. He'll fire me tomorrow. Fire you? Jake raises an eyebrow. Didn't you hear him? I like you even more. He's smitten, disaster girl. Lena shakes her head, trying to calm down, but her heart's still racing. She glances through the crowd and spots Graham talking to some finance folks. He doesn't look her way, but that faint smile lingers on his lips. A real one, not the sarcastic smirk from before. It throws her off even more. The night drags on, and Lena tries to blend in, steering clear of the stage and Graham. She sips another soda, chats with a few design team colleagues, but her mind keeps replaying his whisper into the mic. I like you even more. What's that supposed to mean? Is he mocking her? Or could he actually mean it? Near the end of the party, as she stands by the railing gazing at the city, Jake appears beside her, 2 cocktails in hand. For you, he says, handing her one. A reward for making the whole company lose it. Thanks, Lena replies, taking a sip. But I still don't get what just happened. Graham King, cold, mess-hating CEO, says he likes me after I insulted him? Jake shrugs. Maybe he's into your chaos. Or he's just weird. Either way, you're the star tonight. Heard marketing's already giving you a new nickname, Roast Queen. Lena groans, but a smile tugs at her lips. Great. From disaster girl to roast queen. Real career glow-up. Jake laughs hard, clapping her shoulder. That's the spirit. But seriously, watch out tomorrow. If he's got you on some project, don't spill coffee on him again. Lena nods, staring out at Manhattan's skyline. She doesn't know what Graham King's thinking, but one thing's certain. Tonight won't be the last time she stirs up trouble in front of him. And deep down, she wonders if he really does like her more, like he said, or if it's just the start of a game she's not ready for. Chapter 3, From Roasting to Reporting. Tuesday morning, Lena wakes up feeling like she's been hit by a truck. After last night's epic rooftop roast, she tossed and turned all night, her mind spinning with Graham King's smile and his whispered, "I like you even more now." What did that mean? He's the CEO, a man who hates messes, and she's a walking disaster. From the elevator coffee spill to the titanium spoon jab in front of the whole company. She's convinced she'll be fired, or worse, turned into the office punchline forever. She drags herself into the corporate headquarters, dark circles hidden under hastily applied mascara, clutching a coffee cup like a lifeline. This time she swears she won't spill it. But before she can even sit at her desk, her phone rings. The screen flashes, HR. Her heart drops. "Lena Harper, can you come to HR now?" The employee's flat voice crackles through. "Yes, sure," she replies, voice shaky. She hangs up, staring at her coffee like it's the culprit. "I'm done," she mutters, standing on legs heavy as lead. On the way to the 45th floor, she imagines every scenario. Public firing, a lawsuit for insulting the CEO, or worst of all, being forced to apologize company-wide. The HR room is cold and quiet, a stark contrast to Lena's pounding heart. She sits, hands clasped tight, and then the door opens. It's not an HR rep who walks in, but Graham King, tall, stoic, in a crisp gray suit without a single wrinkle. He sits across from her, sets a stack of papers on the table, and fixes her with those unreadable blue eyes. "You think I called you here to fire you, don't you?" he says, his voice low and steady. Lena swallows hard. Maybe. I mean, after last night." "Last night is why you're here," he interrupts. "I need a special project assistant for a new initiative, 3-month timeline, and I want you." Lena blinks, her brain short-circuiting. "Sorry? You mean me? After I called you, the guy who hates fun?" Graham raises an eyebrow, the corner of his mouth twitching, almost a smile but not quite. "You're direct. I need that. Work starts this week. Are you in?" She nods, still dazed. "Yes, sir." But in her head, she's screaming, "What kind of trap is this?" The first week as special project assistant is a string of disasters Lena can only describe as peak bad luck. Day 1, she's tasked with bringing documents to Graham in a meeting room. She walks in, holding a stack of papers and a green smoothie Jake forced on her. "You need positive energy." But as she sets the papers down, her hand slips, and the smoothie tips over onto his desk. A neon green puddle spreads, seeping into the edge of Graham's suit jacket. "Oh no, no, no!" Lena yelps, lunging for tissues from a box on the table, only making it worse by accidentally smearing smoothie onto his hand. "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean—" Graham stares at her, silent, then slowly pulls a handkerchief from his suit pocket and wipes himself clean. "You have a knack for turning me into a canvas, Harper," he says, voice dry. "Next time, leave the drinks outside." Lena flushes, nodding furiously, and flees the room. She texts Jake immediately. "Just spilled smoothie on the CEO's desk. You're right, I'm a disaster." Jake, that guy. LOL. "Are you painting abstract art on him now? Careful, he'll put you in a museum." Day 3, things get worse. Graham hosts a Zoom meeting with the project team, a small group including Lena and a few from marketing. Her job is to take notes and report progress. The meeting goes smoothly until Lena forgets to mute her mic after speaking. She mutters, thinking no one hears. "Grumpy Graham's probably counting the seconds till he fires me." The team goes silent. Graham's face fills the screen, eyebrow raised. "Grumpy Graham?" he repeats, voice icy. "Got any other nicknames for me, Harper?" Lena wants to disappear. No, I mean, it was just..." She mutes herself, face red as a tomato, while a few teammates stifle laughs. Graham says nothing more, continuing the meeting like it never happened, but his on-screen glare chills her to the bone. Afterwards, she texts Jake. "Just called him Grumpy Graham on Zoom. Forgot to mute. I'm dead." Jake, that guy. "Legend. Bet he's got you on a blacklist now. By the end of the week, Lena's exhausted. She can't fathom why Graham keeps her on the project after all her blunders, from the smoothie to grumpy Graham. She starts suspecting he's quietly plotting revenge, waiting for the perfect moment to fire her spectacularly. But then one afternoon, as she sits with Jake in the company cafeteria sipping water, she's sworn off coffee and smoothies, Jake drops a small bombshell. "You know that CEO breathing near me meme email?" Jake says, sipping his soda. "I hacked the system a bit to delete it from the server. Thought I'd saved you from getting canned." Lena blinks. "What? But everyone still saw it." Jake shrugs, grinning slyly. "Yeah, 'cause I couldn't wipe it completely. Point is, Graham King knew about it before you spilled coffee on him. He saw the email, saw the meme, and did nothing. Kept it quiet on purpose." Lena's jaw drops. "You mean he knew I sent that meme and still picked me for his assistant?" "Exactly," Jake nods. "Either he likes your chaos or he's a weird dude. Your call." Lena sits still, mind reeling. Graham knew about the meme email, the biggest stain on her career, and not only didn't fire her, but pulled her into his project. She recalls his rooftop smirk, the whispered, "I like you even more." Does he actually find her entertaining, or is this a game she doesn't understand? Leaving the cafeteria, Lena resolves to be more careful next week. No spilling drinks, no unmuted mics, no giving Graham ammo to fire her. But deep down, she can't shake a strange feeling. Graham King, with his cold exterior and rigid rules, might not hate her as much as she thought. And Jake's little twist, that Graham knew about the email and stayed silent, makes her wonder, what's he thinking? More importantly, how will she survive 3 months of this when her bad luck shows no sign of letting up? Chapter 4. The Curse versus the CEO. By the second week as Graham King's special project assistant, Lena Harper has officially accepted that she's not just clumsy, she's a walking curse. After the green smoothie spill on his desk and the grumpy Graham Zoom slip, she vowed to be more careful, but her bad luck seems to have a mind of its own, determined to make her a laughingstock in front of the iciest CEO she's ever met. The weird part? Every time she messes up, Graham shows up, not to scold her, but to save the day. Monday kicks off with a classic disaster. Lena's rushing down the 42nd floor hallway, arms full of documents Graham urgently requested, when her flat shoes skid on a freshly mopped floor. She slips, lets out a sharp, "Ah!" and crashes down, papers scattering like confetti at a birthday party. Sprawled out, face burning, she looks up to see a pair of polished leather shoes. Of course, it's Graham. Gray suit, hair neat, staring at her with an unchanging expression. "You okay?" he asks, voice low and even, no trace of sarcasm. Yeah?" Lena replies, scrambling to her feet. She reaches for the papers, but Graham's already crouching, gathering them in a flash, movements precise like a robot. He hands her the stack, eyebrow raised. "Be careful, I need these in 10 minutes. Lena nods, face flaming, muttering as he walks away. Great. Now he thinks I'm a clumsy kindergartner. But there's no time for self-pity. She dashes to the meeting room, delivers the documents just in time, and breathes a sigh of relief when Graham gives a slight nod instead of a glare. Wednesday brings the next catastrophe. Lena's at her desk, typing a report on her ancient 2-year-old laptop. She hits save, and the screen flickers, smokes, and dies with a feeble beep. No, 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 she yells, smacking the keyboard as if it might revive. The smell of burnt plastic fills the air, and the entire internal comms team turns to stare. Jake appears instantly, like an IT superhero in a gray hoodie. What now, disaster girl? He asks, grinning at the smoking laptop. Did you set it on fire with sheer willpower? I don't know, Lena groans, clutching her head. I just finished Graham's report. I'm toast. Jake kneels, unplugs it, and starts dismantling the laptop with the speed of an F1 pit crew. Don't worry, I'll save the data. I'm a genius, remember? He winks, but Lena's on the verge of tears. The report's due in 2 hours. Right then, the door swings open and Graham steps in. No warning, no knock, just materializing like a ghost in a black suit. He surveys the scene, Lena panicking, Jake with a screwdriver, and the smoking laptop. "What's going on here?" he asks, voice frigid. "My laptop, it's dead," Lena mumbles, bracing for a lecture. But Graham says nothing, just walks out. 5 minutes later, he's back, holding a brand new MacBook, which he sets on her desk like it's no big deal. "Use this," he says. "I backed up your data from the server this morning. The report's still there." Lena's jaw drops. "You backed it up for me?" Graham shrugs. "I don't trust luck. I trust systems." He glances at Jake, still tinkering with the old laptop. "You can stop now." Jake looks up, smirking. "Oh, thanks, salad guy. But I'd rather fix stuff myself than take handouts from the sky." Graham raises an eyebrow. "Salad guy?" "Yeah, you only eat greens, right?" Jake quips, grinning slyly. "Bet you've never tried pizza." Lena wants to crawl under the table, but Graham gives a faint smile. A real one, though tiny. "Fix it if you want, but Harper, I need that report on time." He turns away, leaving Lena and Jake staring at each other in disbelief. "Dude," Jake whispers, "he just smiled at me. Is he a robot?" "No idea," Lena replies, opening the new MacBook. "But I'm starting to think he's my Chaos Guardian." Jake bursts out laughing. "Chaos Guardian? That's badass." Friday, Lena's bad luck peaks. She orders pizza for the project team's lunch, a peace offering after a week of disasters. She arranges delivery to the 42nd floor, but a dumb typo, 42 becomes 24, sends it to finance instead. When Lena realizes, she races to the 24th floor, only to find Graham, yes, Graham, standing there, holding a pepperoni pizza box, calmly eating a slice amid baffled finance staff. "Harper," he says, eyebrow raised as she stumbles in, panting. "You order this?" "Yeah, but wrong floor," she mumbles, face red. "I'm sorry, It's fine," he cuts in, handing her the box. "I only took one slice. Quality control." He wipes his hands with a napkin, and Lena swears she sees a flicker of amusement in his eyes. She hauls the pizza back to the 42nd floor and recounts it to Jake during a break. "He ate my pizza, Jake. Graham King, the salad no dressing guy, just had pepperoni." Jake doubles over, laughing. Chaos Guardian strikes again. "What magic do you have that makes him break his rules?" "I don't know," Lena says, but she can't deny it. Graham keeps showing up right when she needs him, like a mysterious shadow in a gray suit. End of the week, Lena sits with Jake in the cafeteria, sipping soda and trying to make sense of it all. "What do you think of Graham?" she asks. "He's there every time I screw up. Slipping, laptop frying, pizza mix-up, he's always around." Jake shrugs, grabbing a fry. "Dude, he's like your guardian angel. Maybe he likes your chaos." Lena shakes her head. "No way. He hates messes. Have you heard him call coffee productivity juice?" But before Jake can reply, Graham appears, not to save her this time, just passing through with a coffee in hand. He pauses, looks at Lena and Jake and says, "I heard everything." Lena freezes. "Heard what?" "Chaos Guardian," Graham replies, voice dry but tinged with amusement. "I don't believe in luck, Harper. I believe in patterns. And your pattern is chaotic, but oddly brilliant." Lena blinks, unsure whether to feel proud or mortified. Jake cracks up. "Hear that, disaster girl? He just complimented you." Graham glances at Jake. "And you, stop calling me salad guy. I've eaten pizza now." He walks off, but Lena swears she catches him smiling. A real smile, not just a smirk. As Graham leaves, Jake claps Lena's shoulder. "See? He's not just your chaos guardian, he's your fan. But next time, let me fix your laptop. Don't let him flex with that new MacBook again." Lena laughs, but inside she's a mess. Graham doesn't trust luck, yet he's there when she needs him. Does he really see her as brilliant in her chaos? Or is he playing a game she doesn't get? Either way, she knows next week will be just as wild, and she's starting to look forward to how Graham will show up in her next mess. Chapter 5. Awkward, but make it romantic. Lena Harper never imagined she'd be on a business trip with Graham King, the icy CEO she'd doused with coffee, smoothies, and a heap of trouble over the past 2 weeks. But on a Friday afternoon, as she tries not to drop a tray of donuts in the meeting room, Graham strides in and says, "Harper, get ready. We're flying to Chicago tonight. Marketing conference, 2 days." His tone is flat, like he's handing her a routine task, not a trip that could easily become the next disaster in her long list. Chicago in December is frigid, the wind off Lake Michigan making Lena shiver as she drags her suitcase out of O'Hare Airport. Graham walks beside her, unruffled in a gray wool coat, carrying a sleek leather briefcase. No wrinkles, no signs of stress. Lena's the opposite, hair a mess from the wind, suitcase rattling from a jammed wheel, constantly checking her phone to ensure she hasn't forgotten her ticket or passport. They reach the hotel, a posh building near downtown, and Lena sighs in relief at the bright, warm lobby. She lingers behind Graham, letting him handle check-in, but when the receptionist taps at her keyboard for a moment, she looks up with an awkward smile. "I'm sorry, Mr. King, but there's a mix-up. Your booking only has one double room left. We're fully booked tonight." Lena blinks. "One double room? As in, one room for both of us?" Graham turns to her, expression unchanged. "Is that a problem?" "No, no," Lena says quickly, though her mind screams, "Yes, I'll do something stupid like set the room on fire. I'm fine, totally fine." Graham nods to the receptionist. "We'll take it." He grabs the key, motions for Lena to follow, and she trudges after him, heart pounding. A double room with Graham King. This is definitely the biggest test her bad luck has ever faced. The hotel room is small but cozy, a big double bed with crisp white sheets, a small sofa in the corner, and a window overlooking Chicago's glowing streets. Lena sets her suitcase down, trying to stay calm, while Graham shrugs off his coat and hangs it up with a precision that makes her wonder if he's ever lived like a normal person. "I'll take the sofa," he says before she can speak. "You get the bed." "Oh no, I don't mind," Lena protests, though she knows she won't win. "You're taller. You need the bed more than I do." Graham raises an eyebrow. "I'm not debating this, Harper. You take the bed." His tone is final, and Lena nods, though it still feels weird. He grabs a pillow from the bed, sets it on the sofa, and starts unpacking his briefcase, pulling out a laptop like he's about to work right then and there. Lena sits on the bed, hands clasped, unsure what to do. The room feels heavy, not tense exactly, but awkward, her natural clumsiness clashing with his calm control. She turns on the TV, flips through channels, then switches it off when she realizes she can't focus. Finally, she stands and glances at the minibar in the corner. "Do you want a drink?" she asks, voice slightly off. Graham looks up from his laptop. "Planning to spill it on me again?" Lena flushes but giggles. "No, I swear. I'll be careful." She opens the mini fridge, pulling out 2 tiny bottles of wine. "A truce after this week?" He studies her for a moment, then closes his laptop and stands. "All right." They sit across from each other, Lena on the bed, Graham on the sofa, each holding a small bottle of wine. Lena takes a sip, warmth spreading through her, and slowly the air feels less stiff. She's not sure if it's the wine or exhaustion from the flight, but she starts talking, and to her surprise, Graham responds. "Have you ever done anything dumb?" she asks, tilting her head. "I mean, are you always this perfect?" Graham gives a rare smile, small, softening the sharp edges of his face. "I spilled marinara sauce on my shirt at my first shareholder meeting. 25 years old. They called me Spaghetti Boy for a year." Lena bursts out laughing, nearly tipping her wine. "Seriously? I can't picture you in that mess." "Because I learned not to repeat it," he says, but his eyes glint with mischief. "What about you? Beyond coffee, smoothies, and wrong floor pizza?" Lena shrugs. "I got attacked by pigeons outside the office once. A whole flock. I think they mistook me for bread." Graham laughs, a short, deep sound that catches Lena off guard. "You really are a chaos pattern," he says, shaking his head. That piques her curiosity. "What do you mean? You keep mentioning patterns. You really don't believe in luck?" He takes a sip of wine, eyeing her over the bottle. "Number, I believe in what's predictable. But you defy every prediction, and I find that interesting." Lena blinks, unsure how to respond. The air shifts, slowly, warmly, like a small flame flickering to life. She sets her wine down, smiling. So, truth or dare? Let's see if you can be unpredictable. Graham raises an eyebrow but nods. Fine, you start. The game begins silly. Lena dares Graham to stand on the sofa and sing a bit of Happy Birthday. He does, voice so low it's comical, and she doubles over laughing. His turn, he picks truth and shares a rare story about getting rejected on a first date, a glimpse of an imperfect Graham King. But when it's Lena's turn again, she chooses truth, and the mood dips. Why me? She asks, voice softening, eyes locking on his. I mean, why pick me as your assistant? I spilled stuff on you, called you Grumpy Graham, roasted you in front of the company. Why not someone normal? Graham goes quiet, setting his wine down. He leans forward, elbows on his knees, and looks straight at her. Because you're unpredictable, he says, voice low and steady. I live in a world of predictable things, schedules, reports, people. I'm tired of it. You're a variable, chaotic but smart. I need that. Lena's heart beats faster. His words aren't just an answer. They feel like a confession, even if he doesn't say it outright. She opens her mouth to reply but doesn't know what to say. The distance between them shrinks, not physically but emotionally. She looks into his eyes, cold blue, but for the first time, she sees warmth. Then her phone blares, shattering the moment. The screen reads, Jake FaceTime. Lena mutters a quiet curse but answers. Jake's face pops up, hair a mess, grinning slyly. Yo, disaster girl, survived day one in Chicago? Don't burn the hotel down. Lena glares at the screen. Jake, your timing is impeccable. Jake laughs, then tilts his head when he spots Graham in the background. Oh, sorry, am I interrupting? Hey, salad guy, keeping her out of trouble? Graham raises an eyebrow, but his mouth quirks up. She hasn't set anything on fire yet. You, pizza boy? Jake cackles. Pizza boy? Nice. I like you already, salad guy. Lena can't help it. She laughs too, and Graham joins in. A light chuckle, but enough to brighten the room. All right, I'll leave you two to it, Jake says, winking. But Lena, don't spill wine on him. He hangs up, leaving Lena and Graham in an awkward but cheerful silence. That night, Lena lies in bed while Graham takes the sofa, streetlights filtering through the window. She stares at the ceiling, replaying his words. You're a variable. I need that. For the first time, her chaos doesn't feel like a curse. It feels special. As she drifts off, she wonders if Graham, the man of predictions, might actually be changing because of her. Chapter 6. The Storm Before the Heart. After the Chicago trip, Lena Harper feels something has shifted between her and Graham King. Not in an obvious way, but like an undercurrent, slow yet powerful. Those moments in the hotel room, from truth or dare to his words, you're a variable, have changed how she sees him. He's no longer just the cold CEO who calls coffee productivity juice and eats plain salads. He's a man with hidden depths, and she's starting to think she might be part of uncovering them. But, as always, her bad luck finds a way to ruin everything. Monday back in New York, the office buzzes with whispers. Lena steps onto the 42nd floor, clutching a cup of water. She's ditched coffee after too many disasters, and notices every eye on her. Not the usual disaster girl strikes again, stares, but curious, cautious ones. She sits at her desk, opens her laptop, and a Slack message from Jake pops up. Jake the It Guy. Heard the rumor yet? Lena frowns, typing back. What rumor? Jake that guy. People say you seduced Graham to get the assistant gig, and a fast promotion too. Marketing's a buzz. Lena freezes, hands trembling so hard she nearly spills her water. Seduced? Promotion? She mutters, mind reeling. She hasn't been promoted. She's still a project assistant, and her achievements with Graham are spilling stuff on him and calling him Grumpy Graham. But the rumor spreads like wildfire, and by noon she overhears two design team colleagues whispering behind her. Did she sleep with the boss to keep her job? Didn't see that coming. Lena wants to scream it's all a misunderstanding, but she knows that'd only make it worse. She texts Jake, "I didn't do anything. Why would they think that?" Jake, that guy. Simple. Clumsy girl suddenly catches the CEO's eye. People love drama. Don't worry, I believe you. But Jake's comfort isn't enough. By afternoon, another bomb drops. A critical internal document, the strategic plan she and Graham worked on, leaks online. Not all of it, but enough to catch competitors' attention. Lena was the last to edit it on the server, and when IT investigates, all fingers point at her. An emergency meeting convenes Tuesday morning on the 45th floor. Lena sits in the corner, hands clasped tight, facing Graham, a few senior managers, and a shareholder rep, a middle-aged man with a razor-sharp gaze. The air is heavy, cold, like the gray sky outside. "Ms. Harper," the shareholder begins, voice dry, "you were the last to access the document. How do you explain the leak?" Lena swallows, trying to keep her voice steady. "I don't know. I saved it on the server like always. Didn't share it with anyone. I swear I didn't do anything wrong." He smirks. "Convenient timing with the rumors about you and Mr. King. Did you leak it for attention?" "No!" Lena shoots up, voice pitching high. "I'm not that stupid, Enough!" Graham cuts in, tone low but sharp. The room falls silent. He looks at the shareholder, then at Lena, but his eyes lack the warmth from Chicago. "We'll investigate. Ms. Harper, you can leave." Lena blinks, feeling slapped. He doesn't defend her. He doesn't shut down the suspicion. She nods stiffly, exits the room, and as the door closes, she hears the shareholder say, "We need to protect the company's image, King. She's a liability." She stands in the hallway, hands shaking, tears welling. Graham's silence, the man who called her brilliant in chaos, leaves her alone to face the accusations. She doesn't know what he thinks, but disappointment weighs on her chest like a boulder. By day's end, Lena submits her resignation. She can't handle the probing stares, the whispers, and above all, Graham's silence. She emails HR, clears her desk, and leaves without a goodbye. Not even to Jake. When he texts, "Where are you?" "People are looking for you," she replies. "I quit." "Don't ask." Jake shows up at her Brooklyn apartment that night, armed with chips and soda, his brand of comfort. Lena opens the door, eyes red, hair a mess, and shakes her head as he steps in. "I don't want to talk, Jake." "Dude, you can't quit over dumb rumors," he says, setting the bag on the table. "I know you didn't do anything. Graham knows." "He didn't say anything," Lena snaps, voice breaking. "He let them think I'm the leaker, the girl who seduced her way up. He doesn't trust me, Jake." Jake frowns, sitting on the sofa. Maybe he's under pressure. You know what CEOs deal with. "I don't care," Lena yells, tears spilling. "I trusted him, Jake. After Chicago, I thought he was different, but I was wrong." She turns away, hugging herself. "Go home. I want to be alone." Jake sighs, standing. "Fine, but call if you need me." He leaves, and Lena's alone in her dark apartment as rain begins tapping the windows. The rain grows heavier, drumming the glass like a mournful tune. Lena sits on the sofa, clutching a pillow, staring into space. She thinks of the past weeks, from the elevator coffee spill to Graham's rare smile in Chicago. She'd started to like him, not just for saving her from disasters, but for making her chaos feel valuable. Now it's all a shattered mess. The doorbell rings, cutting through her thoughts. Lena frowns. No one's expected this late. She shuffles to the door, cracks it open, and freezes. Graham King stands there, coat soaked, hair plastered with rain, blue eyes holding an emotion she's never seen in him. Not coldness, not amusement, but pain. "Harper," he says, voice hoarse from the rain. "Can I come in?" Lena hesitates, then opens the door wider. He steps in, leaving a trail of water on the wood floor. She crosses her arms, voice hard. "What are you here for? To fire me officially?" Graham shakes his head, peeling off his coat and hanging it near the door, a neat habit even now. "You quit. I don't want that." Lena scoffs. "Really? You let them think I'm the leaker, the girl who used you. You didn't say a word, Graham. Not one. He's quiet for a moment, staring at the floor, then meets her eyes. It's not that I didn't trust you. I know you didn't leak the document. IT found it. A system glitch. Not you. Lena blinks, stunned. Then why didn't you say anything? Why let me take the fall? Graham steps closer, voice lowering. Because I didn't want to lose you in front of them. The board wanted a scapegoat, and I couldn't let them target you. I stayed silent to protect you, but I was wrong. I should have spoken up. Lena shakes her head, tears falling again. You don't get it. I didn't need you to protect me with silence. I needed you to trust me, to stand by me. I do trust you, he says, voice breaking, a rare crack. He steps nearer, close enough she feels his warmth against the rain's chill. I've trusted you since day one, when you spilled coffee on me. I trusted you when you called me Grumpy Graham. I trusted you in Chicago, but I'm not good at showing it. Lena stares at him, heart pounding. Then why are you here? Why not let me go? Graham takes a deep breath, and for the first time, she sees him tremble, not from cold, but emotion. Because I've been CEO since I was 30. I live with pressure every day. Shareholders, competitors, expectations. I'm not allowed to fail, to be weak. But with you, I don't have to be perfect. You make me want to break every prediction, Lena. And when you quit, I realized I don't want to lose you. Not for the project, but for you. Lena stands still, tears streaming down her cheeks. His words crash over her like a wave, washing away her disappointment, leaving a mix of pain and warmth. She doesn't know what to say, but then he reaches out, brushing a tear from her cheek with a rain-cold finger. I'm sorry, he whispers. Come back. Not for me, but because you deserve it. Lena looks into his eyes, seeing the vulnerability he's always hidden. She nods, voice choked. Okay, but next time, say something. Don't stay silent. Graham smiles, a real warm smile amid the storm. I promise. That night, Graham leaves, and Lena feels something new. She's no longer just disaster girl to him, but someone he needs, not only for her chaos, but for who she is. As she lies in bed, rain still falling outside, she knows this storm isn't an end, but a beginning to something deeper. Chapter 7. Return of the Disaster. After that rainy night in Brooklyn, Lena Harper doesn't return to the company right away. She takes a few days to think about Graham, his apology, and herself. She doesn't want to go back just because he asked, but because she truly believes she can do something big, no matter how many times her bad luck tries to sabotage her. Finally, on a frigid Monday morning, she steps into the corporate headquarters with renewed resolve, her old flats swapped for sturdier boots, though she's still not convinced they'll save her from slipping. When she reaches the 42nd floor, the internal comms room goes quiet for a second before erupting into applause. Jake's the first to charge at her, wrapping her in a bear hug like an overexcited puppy. Disaster Girl's back, he yells, raising a hand for a high five. I knew you wouldn't quit. Lena laughs, shoving him off. Cut it out, Jake. I just took a few days off, not came back from a war. But then Sarah from HR appears, holding an envelope. Lena, welcome back. This is official. You've been appointed head of creative engagement. Mr. King signed off on it this morning. Lena blinks, jaw dropping. Head of creative engagement? As in an actual promotion? Sarah nods, smiling. That's right. He said you're the best fit. Congrats. She walks off, leaving Lena stunned amid cheering colleagues. Jake winks, whispering, See? Chaos Guardian wouldn't let you stay jobless. Her first meeting in the new role happens that afternoon on the 45th floor. Lena walks in, clutching her new laptop, the one Graham gave her after the burnout fiasco, and spots Graham at the head of the table in a dark gray suit. But this time, he's holding a coffee, not his usual black productivity juice, but a latte with a swirl of foam. She nearly drops her laptop in shock. You drink lattes now? She blurts, forgetting the room full of eyes. Graham raises an eyebrow, taking a sip. With sugar, too. I'm experimenting. He smiles, a real smile, not just a smirk, and the team bursts into laughter. Lena sits, still reeling. Graham King, the man who once called sweetened coffee, disguised soda, sipping a latte. He taps the table lightly, drawing attention. Harper, you're leading the company-wide rebrand project. I want a campaign that's creative, bold, and unpredictable. Can you handle it? Lena swallows, feeling both pressure and excitement. Yes, I can. She's not sure she can avoid disaster, but this time, she's determined to turn her chaos into an asset. Her first week in the role is a mix of triumphs and familiar fumbles. On Tuesday, she pitches the rebrand idea in a big meeting, a campaign inspired by herself. Reverse luck, turning failures into creative opportunities. She's gesturing animatedly when she trips over the projector cord, plunging the screen into darkness. The room goes silent, but then Graham laughs, a deep, easy sound, and stands to plug it back in. You just proved your point, he says, eyes twinkling. Keep going. Lena blushes but finishes the pitch, earning enthusiastic applause. After the meeting, a few design team colleagues whisper, she's a klutz, but her ideas are genius. From Disaster Girl, she's slowly becoming Reverse Luck Lena, a nickname she's starting to love. But her bad luck doesn't fully relent. On Thursday, she drops a coffee tray in the break room, and instead of glaring, Graham shows up with a mop, helping her clean. I'm starting to think you need a personal cleanup crew, he teases, and Lena laughs, forgetting her embarrassment. As Lena finds her footing, something unexpected happens. Jake and Graham officially become buddies. It starts when Jake, somehow getting Graham's contact, sends a Slack message. Yo, salad guy, thanks for keeping Lena from getting canned. Still eating plain greens? Lena catches Graham replying during a meeting, his laptop open. Pizza boy, I've tried pepperoni. You should try a salad. I'll send one over. The next day, a giant salad, kale, cherry tomatoes, balsamic dressing, lands on Jake's IT desk with a note, from Salad Guy. Jake doubles over laughing as he tells Lena, he's funnier than I thought. I'm retaliating with pizza next week. Lena shakes her head, grinning. Since when are you and Graham a bromance? Desde que he saved you, Jake winks, tossing in rare Spanish to tease her. Seriously, he's changed. Notice how he smiles more? Lena nods, picturing Graham with his latte and mopping up coffee. He's not grumpy Graham anymore. He's warmer, more approachable, and she can't deny she likes it. By week's end, Lena's rebrand project takes shape. She hosts a brainstorm with the team, and though she spills a box of pens on the table, again, her ideas win everyone over. Graham appears mid-session, leaning in the doorway, watching. When she finishes, he claps, a small gesture that makes the team turn. Excellent, he says, stepping in. This is what I wanted. Creative, chaotic, effective. Keep it up, Harper. Lena smiles, heart racing. Thanks, I'll try not to burn the room down. He laughs, a full, resonant laugh, and the team joins in. As he leaves, Jake whispers, see? He's your biggest fan. Friday, Lena sits in the cafeteria with Jake, sipping soda and reflecting on the week. She's still clumsy, projector cords, coffee trays, but this time people don't mock her. They embrace her reverse luck, and she's starting to believe her chaos isn't a curse, but a strength. What do you think of Graham now? Jake asks, grabbing a fry. Lena shrugs, smiling. He's different. Laughs more, drinks sugary coffee, doesn't glare when I mess up. Jake smirks. Salad guy's melting for you. Don't tell him I said that, or he'll send me another veggie box. Lena laughs hard, but she knows Jake's right. Graham's changing, not just with her, but with the company. As she glances through the cafeteria glass and sees him pass by with a latte in hand, she wonders if she's the reason. Next week, Lena's rebrand launches, and she knows she'll spark a few small disasters, but she's not afraid. With Graham by her side, not just to rescue, but to support, and Jake as her backup, she's ready to make Reverse Luck her brand. Disaster Girl is back, and this time, she's not just surviving, she's shining. Chapter 8, Rooftop Rewind. A year has passed since that fateful night on the Manhattan rooftop, when Lena Harper accidentally roasted Graham King in front of the entire company and heard him whisper, "I like you even more now." Now, on a chilly December evening, she stands before the mirror in her small Brooklyn apartment, adjusting a wine-red dress, not too fancy, but enough to make her feel confident. The company's year-end party is back at the same venue, and this time, she's not the disaster girl hiding in the corner. She's Lena Harper, head of creative engagement, the woman who just led a wildly successful rebrand for the corporation. Still, she's nervous, not about work, but about Graham. After a year of working together through coffee spills, chaotic meetings, and that rainy night in Brooklyn, their relationship has grown beyond boss and employee. He's no longer the cold CEO with plain salads. He laughs more, drinks sugary lattes, and sometimes the way he looks at her makes her heart race inexplicably. She's not sure what it is, friendship, respect, or something deeper. But tonight she hopes to find out. The rooftop is as stunning as she remembers. Warm golden lights strung overhead, soft jazz drifting from the speakers, and Manhattan sparkling under the night sky. Lena steps out of the elevator, her new boots clicking on the floor, and is immediately tackled into a suffocating hug by Jake. "Reverse luck, Lena," he shouts, holding a beer. "You look sharp. Ready to be the star tonight?" Lena shoves him off, giggling. "Knock it off, Jake. I just want to survive the night without spilling anything." Jake winks. "With Salad Guy here, you're covered. He'll clean up for you." She glances around and sure enough, Graham's near the cocktail bar, wearing a deep blue shirt and slacks. No suit, no tie, far more relaxed than a year ago. He's holding a glass of wine, chatting with some finance folks, but when his eyes meet hers, he pauses and gives a small smile. Lena's face heats up, and she quickly turns to pretend she's admiring the view. The party buzzes. People munch on sushi, sip cocktails, and rave about Lena's rebrand campaign. She gets a flood of compliments. Their reverse luck idea is genius. And for the first time, she feels she truly belongs. But her mind keeps drifting to Graham. He doesn't approach her right away, just watches from a distance, as if waiting for the right moment. As the music shifts to a slow jazz tune, the lights dim, and a few couples start dancing in the center of the rooftop. Lena stands by the railing, sipping a soda. She still doesn't trust herself with alcohol, when a hand extends toward her. She looks up and Graham's there, his blue eyes glinting under the lights. "Dance with me?" he asks, voice low and warm. Lena blinks, nearly dropping her soda. I'm not great at dancing. I might step on your feet." Graham smiles, a real smile softening his sharp edges. "I can handle it. Come on." She sets her glass down and lets him take her hand, pulling her to the dance floor. His grip is warm, steady, and when he rests a hand on her waist, a jolt runs through her. They move to the music, slow and a little awkward since Lena's genuinely bad at dancing, but Graham guides her with surprising patience. "You know," he says, leaning down to whisper in her ear, "last year when you yelled at me on that stage, it was the best part of my night." Lena giggles, looking up at him. "Really, I thought you were some rude guy with no sense of humor." He chuckles, drawing her closer. "We were both wrong, in the best way." Her heart pounds. The air between them turns sweet, warm, like a melody just for them. She meets his gaze, seeing a sincerity he rarely shows, and then he leans down, pressing a gentle kiss to her forehead, soft, warm, like an unspoken promise. Lena closes her eyes, feeling his breath in her hair, and for once, she's not afraid her bad luck will ruin it. But the universe, as usual, has other plans. As the song ends, Sarah from HR hops onto the stage, grabbing the mic and shouting, "All right, everyone, it's toast time. Lena, get up here. You're the star of the year." The crowd claps wildly and Lena blushes, glancing at Graham. He nods, urging her on, and she reluctantly steps up, taking the mic from Sarah. Under the spotlight, she takes a deep breath, trying to stay calm. Hi, everyone," she starts, voice shaky. "Thanks for an amazing year. I'm not great at speeches, but I want to thank my team, Jake for always saving me from tech disasters, and..." She pauses, looking at Graham below, smiling up at her. "And someone special, who survived my coffee spills, my chaos, and is still here. She means to stop, but old habits kick in, and her mouth runs away. I mean, who'd have thought? A guy with a titanium spoon could put up with me this long. The rooftop goes silent for a beat, then explodes with laughter. Lena blinks, realizing she's just roasted Graham again, on a mic in front of the company, just like last year. She covers her mouth, face flaming, whispering, "Oh no, I didn't mean..." But Graham isn't mad. He steps onto the stage, laughing. A big, easy laugh she's never heard from him before. The crowd roars with applause, and before she can react, he snatches the mic from her, locking eyes with her. "Lena Harper," he says, voice deep and clear through the speakers. "You're right. I've survived coffee, smoothies, and your titanium spoon. And I'll stick around. Forever, if you'll let me." The room erupts. Lena freezes, eyes wide, heart hammering. Did Graham just propose in front of everyone? She stares at him, seeing a radiant smile. Not the cold CEO, but a man ready to embrace her chaos. Jake yells from the corner, "Salad guy did it! Say yes, Lena!" The crowd laughs, whistles, and Lena giggles, tears shimmering in her eyes. "Yes," she whispers, then shouts into the mic, "Yes!" Graham pulls her into a hug, and the rooftop explodes with cheers, shouts, and jazz swelling like a celebration. As the party winds down, Lena and Graham stand by the railing, gazing at the city. He holds her hand, fingers laced, and she rests her head on his shoulder. "You serious?" she asks softly. "Forever?" Graham turns, cupping her cheek. "I don't say things I don't mean, Harper. You're my variable. I don't want any other prediction." Lena smiles, rising on tiptoes to kiss his cheek. "Then get ready. My chaos isn't stopping." He laughs, pulling her into another hug. "I'm counting on it." Under the rooftop lights, amid laughter and jazz, Lena knows she's found more than a job or a friend. She's found someone who loves her chaos. With Graham by her side, she's ready for any disaster, because this time, she's not alone. Thank you for following this heartfelt story of Soul Stories channel. Share your thoughts about the story in the comments below. If you believe that true love can withstand all trials and sometimes begins in the simplest of ways, don't forget to hit the like button and share this story with your friends. To never miss out on touching and meaningful stories, subscribe to our channel and help us spread messages of love and warmth to everyone. Let's cherish the beautiful moments of life and love together.